Hi, Elise. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to meet you. Love how your oh, I was gonna say that your hair matches your tool stations there, but I see you're more red and your stations are pink.
Yes,
Yes, that's very cool though. Do they sell toolboxes like that are in
they
pink, or
do.
did you? They do. That's
They do.
fascinating. And
I
is
guess
that?
I'll plug them. The pink is called the original pink box.
Oh, it's called the original pink box. Is it for hairdressers or is it a
They
toolbox?
actually they are geared towards hairstylists,
Okay, so
but
I
I we saw them at Sears like 100 years ago, and my
really.
husband bought it for me. So then we got a second one, and now I'm on the hunt for two more. But the tops are back ordered and all the things. So
Fascinating. Well, I know that.
yeah,
So, for the listeners listening and not watching, of course, you can watch on YouTube, but if you're just driving down the street in your car listening, Elise has two stations behind her with the kind of, I think, was it Craftsman was maybe the
yeah.
first one that made, the toolboxes that you see in a mechanic shop or whatever. And of course, that's been a popular look for a long time, but they're normally red or black, and Elise's are like a hot pink. They're awesome, and I've never seen hot pink with all the hairdressers that we have at Salon Republic. I've never seen anybody have a hot pink one like that. It's awesome.
They also have them in lime green.
Lime green, that would be amazing.
Yeah. So, but we in my salon, I have purple glitter floors in here too. It's kind of hard to pick up on the
Yeah,
screen, but my floors are purple, hot, like glitter. They're amazing. I'm very
that
protective of them.
is that. I bet you are. Is that
Yeah.
like a sealed concrete with a glitter
It's
application?
epoxy.
It's
Yeah, it's
epoxy with
epoxy.
glitter,
Yeah. Yeah. They
and
cleaned out the Hobby Lobby. Like they bought all the glitter. The guys are probably still picking glitter out of their orifices.
oh my God, how long have you had the
Yeah.
floor like that?
It's since I opened 5 years ago.
Okay. And does hair color stain it?
Yes.
It does
Yes.
stain it.
Yes. Yes. It wasn't supposed to. Well, regular hair color doesn't, like the direct dyes do. Purple and like blue and some reds do. So, um, yeah, I'm very like, and then
Yeah.
we don't let people wear shoes in here in the winter. We have slippers for everybody, or they can bring their own shoes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
hilarious. So you
Yeah.
have slippers, so they take their shoes off and they put the
Yeah.
slippers on because otherwise it's going to mess up the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when the dye hits the ground when you're doing a service, you wipe it up right then and there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually have a wet towel on the floor. So and then I'll just scoot it with my foot,
Right.
and wipe it up.
Exactly.
But we have like, fatigue mats too on the floor.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
underneath our work areas. So that covers a large space. So unless we're getting wild, which we
Right.
do.
Yeah, I bet. I bet you do. I can
Yeah.
tell.
We
I
do
just
a lot of creative color in here. So
That's awesome. All right. Well, for those listeners who don't know you, you are a Chicago area hairdresser. I think Schaumburg is the city you live in.
Schaumburg.
Schaumburg.
Yeah, Schaumburg. Yeah.
And so you're what, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes outside of Chicago?
Yeah, it depends on, traffic, anywhere from
Right.
45 minutes to 3 hours.
Right. Oh, exactly. Sounds like LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're an educator, you're an Olaplex advocate, and you're a finalist on the hairstyle TV show on Discovery Plus. Is that right?
Yes.
That's pretty
Yes, we
cool. We'll get
filmed
into
it.
that.
Yeah.
And your
Well,
motto, I'm sorry,
yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
Your motto is I help hairstylists become better hairstylists in all aspects. And it doesn't get more clear than that. So I want to start with your hairstyle TV show experience. Tell us about that.
Oh, that was interesting. I don't even think they have it on Discovery Plus anymore. I don't know the whole dirt and details on that. And usually I'm all about the dirt and the details. But it was interesting. They flew us to Spain and we
Oh,
filmed it in Spain.
for
And
how
so that
long?
was interesting. 2 weeks. And it was all hairdressers from the United States. And they had five different like series. So they had one from Spain and one from Italy and Mexico. And we weren't all together, but we were the last of the series to be filmed in the USA. And it was interesting. Just like any reality show, they wanted to create drama, and but everybody was really wonderful. It was really a great experience. It was. I'm not really an upstyler, and Rossano Ferrietti, he is not really into the kind of hair I do.
Okay. Is he's the MC of sorts, maybe the judge?
Well, he's the most famous hairdresser in the world, didn't you know?
Yes, of course.
So yeah, you exactly know who he is, don't you?
Hmm.
So he was the famous face of the show. He
Yeah.
and he is a very natural. I guess I don't even know what his MO is, right? He's a very, I guess, natural hairstylist. He gives a $1,500 haircut.
Hmm.
He gives the most expensive haircut, I guess, in the world, and he was the face of the show. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay.
he was an interesting feller.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, so what was the routine? Was it just like a competition show, or did they put you all in the same
Yeah.
hotel room to duke
Well,
things
they did
out?
not have us like in a house, which would have
Okay.
probably been way more interesting.
Yeah.
They had us like in a hotel,
Okay.
and then they had every day was like a competition. I won the first competition
Oh, nice.
in hair cutting.
Uh-huh.
So, and I was like, it was like 45 minutes, and I'm like, I don't know how many people are going to run to the shampoo bowl. And he like started yelling at me, and I don't like people talking to me like
One
that. So of course
shampoo
we
bowl?
got it. No, there was five, but I didn't
Okay.
know how I was going to go. I just wanted to get my girl washed. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. Like I already knew what I was going to do. And so he was interesting, but each one was a different competition. A lot of upstyling, not my
Okay.
thing.
Right.
We had extensions. It was sponsored by Great Lengths and Gamma Professional. Alpha Par Milano was involved with it. I saw it go through. I can't remember. I think it was on Modern Salon.
Okay.
And I filled out the application for it, and
Okay.
I some people were scouted.
Okay.
I saw it. I'm like, all right, I'll do this. I actually was casted on a reality show 20 years ago,
No.
and it never got made. I
Oh.
like I'm made for television, so like my personality, in this my little salon in Schaumburg, I'm like busting out the seams. So I'm like, I knew I was going to make this show. It was not like a thing that I wasn't going to make it. And
Okay.
so, I'm like, I got to catch a plane back. So I flew to New York. I auditioned because I knew as soon as I dropped my thing, I heard back from them like right away. And I'm like, well, I'm going to get this. And they're like, but we need like these couple things from you. And I'm like, and I kind of dragged my feet. And so
What couple
then
things?
like they needed like a video from me. They're like, sum it up in like less than 3 minutes. I'm like, I can't sum nothing up in less than 3 minutes. Are you kidding me? This thing was like 10 minutes long. And I had to send them like the poorest quality video because like I can't sum nothing up. And anyway, so then I flew to New York, and we had to do like a little like upstyling, and which mine sucked. And then we had to do like 10 foils, and then we had to do like an interview after like the first portion if we didn't make the cut. And I was just loud and obnoxious. Like that's what my plan was. Go there, be loud and obnoxious.
Hmm.
And I was. And then I told them how old I was because that was going to seal the deal. I wanted them to know how old I was.
Why does that
And
matter?
because I'm 50. And
Okay.
so a lot of people, when they know how old I am, they're like, what? Like they can't believe how old I am. I look too
Yeah.
good for my age, and my energy is way higher than most 20-year-olds.
That's
So
true.
they,
I'm your age too, and I'm looking at you, and I'm thinking you're much younger than that. Okay, so you told them you're 50, and that's good, or I mean, what do
well,
they
they were
care
like,
as long as you
well,
have
because
bring the energy?
right, it's the energy that they're looking for, and how can this girl that's this old encompass this energy of a youngster, and
Okay,
she's going to go and she's going to kick all these young kids' asses that are going to be cocky and da la la.
nice.
But she has this old world knowledge. You know what I'm
Ah,
saying? So
got
I
it.
just knew, and they were like, "Wow!" And look at you, and you're so gorgeous, and all of these things, and and I just knew it. And plus, I'm loud. So then I go into the room, and like Chi Chi, who I knew would make it too, Chai Tang, I walk in there and he goes, "Oh, she gonna make it," because they're like, this is just the first question, and I was like, "Ah,
Did you say
like
Shy Tang?
his
Chai
name is
Tang?
Chi
Okay.
Tang.
Chi Tang.
He was I can't remember. I think he's Filipino,
Okay.
or no, he's Vietnamese. Um, he was on the show with me, and he was very, very expressive. He's very flamboyant. He's gorgeous. He's just an awesome, awesome kid. And he was in the room. He's like, "Oh, she gonna make it. She gonna make it. She crazy. She's so much energy, you know."
Yeah.
And so, and I did, and I knew I was going to make it, and I did.
Yeah.
And so we went to Spain. We filmed it. I didn't do very well in the show, but it
What do
doesn't
you mean?
matter.
You mean from
I don't want to
a
spoil it for
competition?
people, but yeah, in the competition, updos aren't my thing, and I practiced so hard too with updos. And then they gave me pinup, which I can do pinup on myself like that, but like on other people, it's really hard. And like under pressure, like you just don't know when you're under pressure. It's
Yeah.
it's hard when you're
Does
under
that make
pressure
it
like that.
more entertaining to watch? Because that's the point of the show.
It's to
Maybe
be under
not.
pressure.
It is to be is to like kind of have an upwelling of drama that's really entertaining to watch, less than seeing really good hair, I assume.
Yeah, I think so. And you know, and I think they had their favorites, and that's fine, you know. Like if you wanted drama, I was trying to give them drama, but then they kind of like pulled away from it, you know,
Mm.
because I like started a little bit of tiff with Rosano, like, you know, he was like yelling at me, but then he would go to Bo, and he wasn't very nice to, or he was very nice to him, and
Okay,
he
so
wasn't
he had
very nice to
favorites.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, that's bullshit. Why were you so nice to Bo, but you weren't nice to me? Like,
Yeah. Well,
what's up with that?
yeah,
And he
that's
was like,
fucked up. So
yeah,
and so you called him out on it, and so it was
yeah,
that was pretty entertaining, I imagine.
yeah. Well, then they changed my words technically in the show. I'm like, I didn't say that. I said
What do
something
you
different,
mean?
but they changed my words, and they also sabotaged me.
Whoa, hold on. So how do they change your words? Are you not being
So
filmed?
like they had the back of my head so you couldn't see my mouth, and I'm
Oh.
like, that's bullshit, I said, and then they changed my words to say something else.
Well, because you can't say bullshit on the show?
No, it was fine to say that,
Okay,
because
but
it's
they
on
didn't,
cable, but
right?
it was just like I can't even remember what they changed it to, but they changed it to something else, and it was so stupid. I'm like, I didn't say that. I said that was total bullshit with Sano.
Yeah. The
And then they
post-production
sabotaged one of my haircuts too. So
how
like
so?
that was because they like literally took, because I would never leave a haircut like that. I would never walk away from a haircut like that. Like my haircuts are like finished. It's like one of my like things that I do really, 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 really well. And yes, I will toot my own horn. I do a damn good haircut. And I would never leave this girl's hair like that. I took on too much for the time allotted, but like I still had time. I would never have left her hair like this. And they literally took the hair and like curled it out and teased it so it looked like I walked in the room. I said, "What the fuck did they do to your hair?" Like that piece of hair stood out like dog balls. And like literally, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Well,
Like
could you
she
wet
was
it?
like, "No, you couldn't touch nothing when you went back in the room. You like just had to stand there like this with your model in the chair." And I'm like,
Oh, hold
she was
on.
like,
So hold on. You
so like
did
you
you
left the
this
room.
was after the cut. So you cut it and
Yeah.
finished it, and then they fucked it up
Yeah. And then you had to
for the
leave the room while
judgment.
they judged, right?
Oh, that's
They
fucked
made
up.
one girl station a mess, and she came back in the room. There was shit everywhere. They were trying to make her look like a dirty girl, and like she wasn't. And like just they were trying to create drama, and then they wound up cutting all that shit out of the show to begin with. And
Oh,
so it was like,
really?
what was even? Yeah. So like, what was even the point of doing it? But they have to have stuff to play with, you
Right.
know.
Yeah,
They have to have
they
content to
need
play with,
drama. And this is
right?
good for people to know. And I've heard
Yeah.
this so many times that there's the reality, it's not reality. I mean
No.
they structure certain scenes. Maybe they don't tell you exactly what to say. What is it called? A friend of mine's and is high up in this business. He
It's
calls it
lightly outlined.
yeah, it's
That's what they.
non-scripted. It's non-scripted. So they structure everything, but they don't tell you exactly what to say. But
No, they tell you what to say because they had mics in their ears. And the
like
girls, Nikki and
exactly like
Rowana,
word for
yeah,
word.
there's people in the trucks in the back, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like, tell them this. And they'll be like, what? What? And then like even Rowana, she said, I'm not saying that. I'll
Oh,
say
interesting.
something similar, but I'm not saying that. Like the girls, they made them out to be total bitches, Rowana and
Mm-hmm.
Nikki. They are
Yeah.
not. They're the most
No, they're
gracious
great.
girls.
No,
They're great.
they've been friends for years. They're great people. They've been on the
They're great
podcast.
people.
I haven't watched the show, so I didn't see them trying to make bitches out of them. But that was the
They
MO,
did.
right? That was
Yeah.
their that was the point
Yeah.
of having them
Right. I mean,
maybe
nobody,
that cast
like
them as yeah.
my whole thing is nobody wants to watch boring TV.
Say that again. You cut out.
Nobody wants to watch boring TV,
Of course. Of course.
So you got to make somebody the villain.
All right. Well, who won? What was there a winner at the end?
Yeah.
Who won?
Janice.
Okay.
Janice.
All right.
Yeah. She's an
Are you?
amazing hairdresser.
Yeah. Are you
Amazing
happy that
hairdresser.
Janice won, or
I am absolutely thrilled that Janice won.
give us some post-production drama? Like talk shit about Janice, like I'm the person in the
I
ear, and it's
can't.
like you got to say something bad about Janice. I'm kidding.
I can't.
All right, so
I
you like
can't.
Janice, so you're happy that
Yeah.
Janice won. That's
I'm
good.
happy that everybody did their part in the show. And I have nothing ill to say about anybody that was like one of the contestants or the girls.
All right. So, it is kind of interesting. There aren't that many reality shows that are hair based that
No.
last very long. Why is that? I mean, there was that years and years ago on Bravo. There was the Jonathan Antin. Remember that? What is it
Yeah.
called? I don't know.
I don't even remember, but I remember the show.
Yeah, you and I are the
And every
same
time
age.
it was called Jonathan.
Was it called Jonathan? That's
It
it?
was just, I think, called Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he had a salon there on Wilshire in the heart of Beverly Hills in the Beverly Hills Triangle, and I drove by it every day. And I met Jonathan a few times. He was nice enough, but they made him kind of a tyrannical sort of character, and the whole salon. It was trying to function as a salon, but as soon as the show stopped, he shut down the salon. So
Oh, really?
it was effectively, at the end of the day, it was effectively a set. It was effectively a production set.
Yeah.
But that didn't last very long. And now and then I see shows and, hair related shows, and they don't last very long. And when I saw that on your Instagram profile, it kind of made me think for a minute about why, our industry doesn't get, no, I should phrase it differently. Why our industry just from maybe a technical or competitive standpoint isn't very entertaining for people.
Yeah, I don't know. Because we have drama all day long, right? We get to
Right.
sit and listen to our clients like tell us all the details and
100%.
like, I mean, I even
But
follow up sometimes with some of my clients. I'm like, so what happened to that one thing?
of
Like,
course.
hey, did you talk to that guy?
Right.
Hey,
Of course.
that one thing you were telling me about, what's the wind up?
Well, maybe the
You know?
problem is that these shows are based on, hair quality or the drama about doing hair versus the drama that takes place simply in a salon.
Yeah, I think that, and maybe they're lacking I don't know, maybe they want to base it around leadership skills in the salon, and people are like, yeah, who cares about that kind of stuff?
Right.
Yeah,
All
your
right.
business is failing. I don't know, because you see all these other shows that thrive that are, the bar's going under,
The
right?
bar, the
Bar rescue, the
restaurant.
restaurant, the
Yes.
salon's going under. Nobody gives a shit.
Why is that? How come nobody
Maybe
cares
because it's
about
full of women. I don't know. Like, screw those women.
Well, there's a
They
lot of
don't-
men in our salon. We got a lot of men. There's
Oh, I'm gonna come and work at your salon now.
Come work
because
at our
there's just,
salons.
estrogen everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you've got pink stations and glittery floors.
But I also have metal everywhere too.
Well, that's
Yeah, I got a lot of metal.
Mhm.
I have right now you're on my metal table, and I have
Mhm.
metal doors and
Mhm.
lots of metal in here too. So
Okay.
it's like a industrial kind of mix with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got the reality show with the real estate. You know, the whole real estate thing has lasted a long time. You know, what is it?
Yeah.
Selling this and selling New York, selling Beverly Hills or whatever.
Right. And
That's
makeover shows
makeover
and
shows.
but
Yeah.
nobody wants to watch hair.
Nobody
I
wants
don't
to
get
wash
it.
hair. I don't know. The formula has not been discovered yet. Okay, moving
No.
on. Moving on. Tell us more about you. We know that we know how old you are. We know what your salon looks like. We know where you're doing hair. We know that your personality is big and fun. But where are you from, and why did you even get into this business?
Well, I am from the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois, and I have always wanted to be a hairdresser since I was a little girl. And since I was like 4 years old, I had like a little table with a mirror and a chair and a pair of scissors that my mom took away because I kept cutting my hair. And I would play hairdresser all the time, and I would just beg her to go to the salon with her. And it was, I just always wanted to do hair, always, always, always. And the minute I could do it through high school, I did it.
Trade school?
And yeah, I did, like the program through
Mm-hmm.
high school,
Mm-hmm.
but only through senior year because my grades weren't good enough in high school to do the program. And so my
Oh.
mom begged them to let me do it because they said, like, this kid is not going to college. Like, she is going to do hair. She's like, out of all these girls that are taking this, I bet you she's the only one that's actually going to do the damn hair. And I bet you I'm probably one of the few that is actually still doing hair
Yeah,
at all out of all of them. I think there's
probably.
probably a handful of us, and there was probably over 100 of us in the program.
Yeah.
And so I'm probably a handful that are still doing it. And so I've always wanted to do it. So I've been doing it right out of high school. So I literally went to high school right down the street. I haven't left. I was kind of hoping the show was going to be my big send off,
Launching
take
pad.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all were hoping it was going to be, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I just keep plugging away at my social media that my friend was like, you should do social media. I'm like, why would I want to do that? And
When was that?
it's like when Instagram started. So what, 10
Okay.
years ago?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm already late to the party. But literally, I'm just good at social media. That's all.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. I can start any page and have it take off. I just know what people want to hear and what they want to see. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really not hard for me to start any sort of social media page. I have ones that are unrelated to hair that are big as well. So,
Oh, really? Like what?
yeah, it's my own little witchy page,
Oh.
and that I just talk about because my hair people were tired of listening to my politics, and
Oh.
so yeah, so I had to. I'm like, I got to stop
So
because
witchy
like,
page is political?
well, it's a witchy political page.
What is the handle?
I don't really want to talk about it if you don't mind.
Okay, that's
Because I
fine.
kind of keep it separate because of the political.
Understood.
There's a lot of people that like to dox people,
Yeah,
and I don't need to get the two intertwined.
I get
Um,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
I had to take some of the political stuff. Like I still post political stuff, but like light compared to what I post on that page.
Okay.
So if it comes across your feed, you'll see it, and you're meant to
Uh,
be there.
There you go. According
But
to the
I do,
algorithm.
according to the algorithm, you're meant to see this reading.
Hmm.
But I still do read tarot cards for my hair friends in the
Yeah.
morning, but I had to take that off onto a separate page because they're just too long and I couldn't do it in stories. And so they have the link and they can go watch it if they want. But TikTok and all that kind of stuff. I started doing social media. I was one of the first people to start doing videos, hair videos on
Yep.
Instagram. He had a class and
Yep.
I took it.
Yep.
And
It's a good
and
friend
I
of
learned how
ours.
to
Yep.
I learned how to do videos.
Hmm.
And so I was like one of the first people to start doing videos. And so
Hmm.
when TikTok became TikTok from Musically, they actually reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to be a creator. And I was like, sure. And so they're like, just upload some of your videos and we'll push them for you. So they did. And I like blew up, of course, right? Well, I couldn't handle what was coming in my door. And
Wow.
and truly for the content that I put out, I'm kind of sensitive. And people were mad that I couldn't get to them.
Wow.
and take on their appointments. It's like, she's selective. She won't take me. And I'm like, do you see? I got two of these. Now, granted, I was working with a
Two
missing
hands, by the
disc,
way, for the listeners.
two broken hands, which are still broken, a missing disc in my back. I had to have major back surgery, which we haven't even gotten into yet. I've been doing hair for 35 years. And
Hmm.
they were getting mad. So I stopped posting, which was like the dumbest thing I could have done
Yeah.
because I could have had as many followers as like Alfredo or whatever,
Right. Right.
And but I didn't. And so I stopped posting because I couldn't handle the influx of people that were coming into my salon from TikTok. It was insanity.
No
One
way.
video I
What's your
had like
TikTok
probably
handle?
well, it just got hacked. So I'm
Oh,
just Elise Rocks 00 because I have
okay.
my other Elise Rocks page and I'm trying to get it back from TikTok, but I can't. So I'm just dealing with that. So now I just have another page. But you know what? I started a new one and I've got more clients off my small page than I have off my large page because
Huh.
it's like my large page died. And
Oh,
I was like, well, what the hell's with this? So I just started a new page and I've gotten a whole bunch of new clients off of it. So I was like,
wow.
well, you know what? Sometimes it's just best to start fresh. And that's fine
Interesting.
with me. Yeah.
Isn't that
So,
so? Okay, so you were. I sorry, I interrupted when I asked for your handle on TikTok. You were about to say that you were getting all this activity on.
yeah. And I couldn't handle the influx. I had one
Yeah.
video where I like transformed like an older woman who is the same woman age as me. We were like a year apart. And, all publicity is good publicity. Some people didn't like the way I spoke about her age. I'm like, bitches, we're the same age. Oh my God. I just made her look great. Like
Yeah.
that's a knack I have is I can make an older woman look great.
Hmm.
And not her age. And then, like the video blew up because of the comments and what have you. And I got so many clients from it. I just literally couldn't handle. But it made me structure my salon now to have better intake where we have a client intake form now
Mm,
because I just couldn't handle these random people emailing me and I had to construct an email back every time. No, now we have a new client intake form that
nice.
you fill out. I mean, it created so much structure in my salon.
Yeah.
This happening.
Right.
So it was actually a blessing in disguise. And so that happened. But then I was like busting it and busting it. I was doing 2, 3 people in here at a time with 2 assistants. I was so
Wow.
busy. I wanted to die. I had no disc in my back. I needed major back surgery. And I was so burnt out. I wanted
Wow.
to cry. I was like, I'm done. And so I hired some people and I had them take over and I went and had back surgery. And then I went and filmed that show.
Oh my
And
God.
then I took some time off.
So the back. When was this?
In 2020, it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
So
2023,
2023. Yeah.
2022 or three.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then
So the back
I just
surgery
realized
was successful.
fish.
Okay.
So now I have neuropathy
What's
on
that?
my left side, where your leg is constantly buzzing.
Oh,
Yeah. And so I still have a lot of pain in my left side and things just aren't that great. So I don't work like I used to anymore. Most of my clients have moved on or
okay.
go to D now. It's just
Mhm.
me and D in here now. So I'm basically rebuilding
Right.
my entire clientele and I
Wow.
don't want to work like I used to.
Hmm.
So I only want to work like 3 days a week because that's about all I can handle. So it's a struggle.
Hmm.
And having a huge following means nothing,
Right. Well,
because
I mean, it meant something with the TikTok drove a lot of
at
clients to
one
you
at one
at
time,
one time.
but now it's like crickets,
Right.
right? Because the algorithm's different and they're not
Yeah.
pushing my videos out. I got hacked, and so I'm starting a
Right.
new one. And the video that went viral recently isn't the one that I wanted to go viral to
Right.
bring
Of
me
course not.
clients. It brought a
Right.
whole bunch of angry hairdressers at me. So
Yeah.
instead, so
So
yeah,
you had to take time off and
yeah,
you lost clients from that
yeah,
and you've had physical issues and this has been a topic in the industry for many years.
yes.
How do we take care of our bodies? Do you have an idea of why you got a bad back in the first place?
Well, I mean, I live in the Midwest, so maybe I slipped and fell on ice one too many times. Who knows? I've been
Mm-hmm.
standing on my feet for 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
I just had, degenerative disc disease,
Mm-hmm.
and I just had no more, like, I guess, jam in my donut anymore. It all came out.
That's the
You didn't make
that's the
it.
jam in between her discs in her
Yeah,
back.
so
Yeah.
they describe it as like a jelly donut,
You're
and like
right.
I had no more jelly in my donut.
Right.
And so it was like bone on bone in my
Right.
lower back, and I was dying. It was so painful. So now they put a disc replacement in there, but now, like I said, I have pain. I'm like limping sometimes, all around my leg, down my foot. It's an issue. It was kind of a would you rather situation.
Right.
At least I can bend over now.
Hmm.
But now I have this whole other situation, and I just can't push it anymore. I do
Hmm.
one person at a time now. I don't work in with an assistant. I take it easy. Dee's here with me working. She's an employee of mine. She's wonderful. I'm blessed to have her. She takes on a majority of my clients that are still with me. And then, I just take maybe two, three people a day, and they're blessed to have my hands in their hair because I love doing hair. And me not doing hair for that part of that time
Yeah,
was excruciating.
I bet. So, did you have disability insurance?
No, I have a rich husband.
Oh, even better. Well, that is disability insurance, having a rich husband. But the reason I mention
Yeah.
it is because this is, insurance for hairdressers that covers if something goes wrong with you is very important. And at Salon
You know,
Republic, we've gathered
do you have a,
together, a vendor who's lowered their prices. We promote it to our people so that if, one of our members gets a something, carpal tunnel in the hand or breaks their back or sprains their ankle or whatever, they have some financial support. And it's important to have. Nobody wants to pay for it, right? Until something bad until something bad happens. But that's why I talk about it on the show to remind people it's worth getting. It's not that
yeah,
expensive, worth getting.
yeah. You know what? I lied. I did have it, but I looked into cashing it out, and it just wasn't lucrative
No.
to to take what they were going to give me for what I needed, and I saved for this
Okay.
because I knew that
Okay.
also that this was coming. So, rich husband saved the money,
Yeah.
knew that it was going to happen, and then I had everybody here implementing, working, doing my people,
Okay.
everything like I planned for this for 2 years.
Good.
Like I literally knew like this situation was gonna happen. When I had carpal tunnel surgery, I was back to work in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
But now they
That's
want to remove bones from my hands. Like I'm a mess. I'm a mess. But this is how much I love hair
right.
that I keep coming back in
Right.
pain every day to do the people, to make them
Okay.
look beautiful and to make me happy, to do
And
my craft.
so because you can't do your craft quite as much as you used to do your craft, your motto is I help hairdressers become better hairstylists, become better hairstylists in all aspects. And you're educating. And so you're taking all that experience and you're helping other people. So
Yeah.
tell us what, let me see, how do I phrase this question? What are the top three things that you focus on to help hairdressers become better?
Well, we do have like a money making thing in the subscription on my platform on Instagram that they can just go in and learn how to make more money with their existing clients. And like I always say, I can sell shit in a bag to my clients, like literally, but it's really truly things that they need. I'm like I said, I'm an Olaplex advocate and I swear by Olaplex products. And I can literally upsell to people Olaplex products all day long. And when they leave, like the proof's in the pudding. I can watch my clients leave and like literally they're petting themselves because they can feel the difference in their hair when they leave the salon that they're like, oh my God, like what did this girl do to my hair? Because they cannot get this anyplace else with what I
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could, but the way I sell it, the way I present it. And so I teach these techniques in my subscription program on my Instagram. And they're 3 20-minute classes and you can just go back and implement those. I mean, you can do it with anything. It's just how you present it.
Right.
Anything's how you present it.
Yeah. But people freak out. So you're a natural born killer when it comes to sales. I think that's kind of
Yeah.
clear. And it's great that you're helping people do that. Our industry has notoriously been horrible at sales,
Yes.
selling through products or whatever, even if it benefits the client. right?
Yep.
So many hairdressers are like, well, I didn't want to push a product on my client because, they don't want to, I don't know if they can afford it. I don't want to, and so it's very valuable that there's more education out there to teach people how to be better at it. Okay, what else? How else can
I also
hairdressers be better?
um, just to empower themselves and have that like I am the star, and to empower themselves because a lot of them are like I watch a lot of stylists be like, if you don't like it, we can tweak it and la la. Why are you second guessing your work? Hey man, it looks fucking amazing. Look at that dimension I put in there. Do you see how pretty that? Oh, look at that piece right there, girl. Look how beautiful that is. Look at how I frame those pieces around your face and it makes your face and your cheekbones just pop. No, they sit there and they're like, well, if you don't like it, you can always call me back in a couple of days. Why are you fucking second guessing your work?
Right.
Like,
Well,
you're the shit. You're the star.
you're actually putting doubt into your client's head.
Exactly.
Your client, even if your client liked it, after
Now
hearing
they don't.
that, after hearing that from the hair expert that they choose to
Right.
get hands in their hair, they would be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't like it. Maybe I'm not seeing that there's mistakes made and things like that. Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
why is she second questioning it all the
Right.
time?
Yeah, be the
And
hair
then
expert and be confident.
be confident in what you just did. If you don't
Hmm.
like the other day, I left a spot right in the front of somebody's head. We all make mistakes, right? Hey,
Hmm.
girl, I got to fix this. She's like, well, will my hair cover it up? No, not at $400. Is your hair going to cover it up? Hold on. It's going to take 5 minutes. I need to fix this.
Hmm.
Like, no, like we all make mistakes. It is what it is. I couldn't see it when it was wet, but now that it's dry, I see it and I'm going to fix it. For
Yeah.
$400 out the door, you're not leaving with a spot on your head. And I see it, I acknowledge it, and I'm going to fix it. But when it's done, it's going to look beautiful. And
Yeah.
now, oh, look how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
Because the rest of it was just I'm not, like it's fine if it's like that, but like don't second guess your tone. Like hello,
Yeah.
like sell what you just did and make sure that you're confident in what you did. And if you're
Hmm.
not confident, Instagram and YouTube is not beauty school. It is not your class.
Hmm.
It is not education. Yeah, it's great for picking up little tips and tricks, but it is not replacement for classes,
Right.
which then leads me to my third one, education. Literally, that's why I stopped selling like like buy my program, buy this, buy that. What do you want? How can I customize it for you? What do you need help in? You need help with blow drying? Cool. Let's do a Zoom. I'll help you. I'm going to teach you how to blow dry. You need help with confidence? Cool. I'm going to help you. Here's a program for confidence. I have it right here. Here's a whole thing about building your confidence. What do you need? Maybe you need some self-help work. Maybe you need some crystals. Maybe you need a little juju. Maybe you need to go see a therapist. I don't fucking know. What's your problem? Let's figure it out. Like
Yeah.
everybody, you can't just buy this program that this hair educator is selling because it's bullshit. It's
Your
true. It's
delivery
not.
is so funny.
It's true though.
Yeah.
Like everybody, it's not a one size fit all. I can't wear your pants. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's different.
Yeah.
Not everybody's business is the same. Not everybody can have this one size fits all package.
Right. 100%. So for people to find you, by the way, you're Elise Rocks, ELYSEROX00. Why the 00?
I don't know. I just put it there. I didn't
So,
want to put a dash.
was there
Like,
another
is it the
Elise
little
Rocks?
dash? There is.
Ah, can't
And
believe
she
that.
never uses her account.
I know. The Eric Taylor who got his account in like 2012 has been MIA since 2012. What a loser.
The fuck?
I know. I wish that Instagram would help me take over his account. You should get a certain amount of time before they just take it over. Like if
Right,
you're not
like
using it.
she hasn't used it in X amount of time, then like she's done. Like you haven't logged in a year, boom, you're done. But
Right.
they like own it. Like there should be like a statute of limitation.
Totally. All right. Give me a hair horror story.
like actual. Oh, when I broke all my friend's hair off.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, we
No, that sounds
laughed so
good.
hard though. It wasn't like a horror story, but it was an Olaplex. So Olaplex, you can break hair. Um,
If you use too much.
well, if you reapply and reapply and reapply, it was one of those black and silver scenarios, and it was years and years ago. This is my girlfriend who talked me into getting, into social media, and she had black hair and she wanted to go silver, which we do not do silver hair in my salon. It's one of our rules, and we also don't do grade blending. And it's the two rules that we have. And so, of course, I'm going to give it a go. And so the first one we spent till like midnight doing her hair, fine, everything was great. The second round, yeah.
Less
And
great.
oh my God, it was like we were Delulu by like 1 a.m, and we were still doing her hair, and she wound up looking like her mom, and she calls her mom the non, N-O-N, and I
Oh God.
pissed my pants because I was laughing so hard because I'm like, you look like the non, and she's like, oh my God. And she was laughing so hard, and I was laughing so hard, and her hair was just coming out of her head.
Oh,
Thank God she was a good sport about it because she knew. She knew.
no
But I'm
kidding.
like, oh, it's not blonde enough yet. And I just kept putting more bleach on and more bleach on and more bleach on. But thank God, I mean, that's probably like the worst hair horror story that I have. I have a girl that keeps leaving a bad review. Like every year she updates her bad review on my salon website.
Really? And you don't do her, or she's a
I did her
client or not a
once.
client? You did her
I did her
once,
once.
and she keeps
Yeah.
coming back and updating the
Every
bad
year
review.
and updates it. Yeah.
I've
My one
never
bad
heard of that.
review.
Never heard of that in my life.
So this time I reported it to Google. Let's see if they take it down because I'm
Oh,
I'm tired of it. Like every year she comes back and updates her bad review.
God,
Like,
that's so
you really
funny.
want to take me down, bitch. You're that salty like 5 years later.
Oh, that's so funny.
Calm yourself.
Oh,
Calm yourself. Yeah.
all right. Any last words for the community?
Just do good hair. Take
Yeah,
classes, be educated. Like we're always learning,
yeah,
and be humble. It's
yeah,
okay to be confident, but be a little humble about your work. There's always somebody better out there. There's some damn good stylists out there, you
yeah.
know,
No
damn good
doubt.
stylists. Take care of your body, wear good shoes,
Yeah.
don't
What
wear high
about the
heels.
saddle stools? You recommend
Love
those?
them.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Put them on rollerblades.
yeah,
I got two of them over here. I zip zoom through the salon on them. I
yeah.
want to have like hairdresser aerobics, like, or not aerobics, like, how they do with the ribbon, for the
Yes,
Olympics, but then we'll
yes.
do it on the saddle stools.
It's a beautiful idea.
We can
M-
have
m-
like, choreographed dances on them.
Maybe people would watch that.
Maybe that could be the next show. Hairdressers on tools. I also want to do the hairdresser barbecue.
Oh, combine that barbecue show, which I watch occasionally. What is it called? I mean, maybe I'm sure there's multiple, but I watch that one.
Well, I want to do like barbecue games, but like
Uh-huh.
where we like whoever can run the farthest or like
Oh,
get to the end race with the can of hairspray between their legs.
got it. Got it. Yeah.
You know,
I don't
who
know.
can grab the hot curling iron without burning themselves.
That might be entertaining. If people are hurting themselves, I think people would watch.
Dark room curling iron.
Oh shit. That's funny. All right. Elise, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for
Cool.
coming on.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.